Welcome back to Introduction to Engineering Design. We're again working on exercise 4.1G, and this time we're on question number 2. So we look at question number 2. I don't tell you whether to do it additively or subtractively or how to model this. I just ask you to do the most efficient method. And I'm going to demonstrate for you a method. It's not necessarily the method, but it's fairly efficient. And I think I can build this in only 2 extrusions. So as I look at the face of the object, the best front view here would obviously be this little, I don't know what you describe that. It almost looks like a little castle or pod, 2 legs on it. That face. So I'm going to sketch that face and then extrude it out 2.5 inches tall. So I'll move fairly fast, so you should be getting comfortable with this by now. I'm going to start out with File, New, Part. And I'm going to tell it I want to do an extruded boss base. I'll choose the front plane to sketch in. And I'm going to go ahead and sketch out the shape of the part. So I come over, up, down, over, up, over, and you'll notice everything is horizontal and vertical. Get the blue line, meaning that I am a closed body, and I got to apply some dimensions here. So I'll just flash the dimensions up here real quick so you can see. Overall 4 inches wide, 1.5 to the first step, 1 more inch to the second step. Each one of the ledges is 1 inch wide. The top is 2 inches wide. So I'm just going to go ahead and come right in here and do my dimensions. So the very first dimension I'll put in here, this will be 1.5. And I'm going to do the overall width of it is going to be 4. And that blew it up a little bit, but I'm going to fix that here real quick. And that's why I say frequently you want to do the first dimension. So I just repaired it a little bit real quick. Go back to my dimensioning. And this is 1 inch, as is this 1 inch. My top across here is 2 inches. This bottom cutout. Actually, the sketch that we're given gives me 0.5 on each side. So that'll be a little easier way to do it. And it tells me the depth here is 0.5 also. So you'll notice that this thing is turning pretty much fully defined. Super quick. Let me drag a couple of these dimensions out. It's essentially what you should end up with. So let's come back over here and take a look at this. So I've got this outline, the face of it. And you can see that I needed to basically extrude that to a depth of 2.5 inches. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to exit my sketch, do a blind extrusion. I'll change directions. I'm going to go 2.5 inches. Look at it, looks about right, accept it. So now I've got the basic outline of my shape. With that basic outline of the shape, you'll see that I need to add this rectangle onto the end. So that'll be on the right side as I look at it. So I'll come back over here and I'm going to say I'm going to do another extrusion on this side. Now this time I'm going to choose a little different rectangle. I'm going to choose a center rectangle. And I'm going to drop that center rectangle and you'll see how I pull it out. It looks a little different. And what this does is maintains proportionality. So it's kind of a slick tool. Not an awful lot different than a corner rectangle, but it does maintain this relationship between the corners here. And you can locate it by the center of the overall rectangle. So I've drawn that center rectangle in there, and let me look at the dimensions. It's 0.25 tall, as you see right here. The top edge is 0.75 down, and then the back or the front side is 0.5 in from the front, and it's 1.5 long. So let's start to add some of those dimensions in. So this dimension is 1.5. The dimension from the side in, the front rather, is 0.5. The height of the object is 0.25 from the top to the bottom. You drag that out so it's a little less obtrusive. And it looks like it is 0.75 inches from the top to the top edge of that cutout. That should fully define it. You'll see I'm fully defined. I'm also all black in here. So at this point, I'm going to exit my sketch. Now I told it I wanted to do an extrusion so it knows what to expect with that sketch. It's trying to stick it out there 2.5 inches. That's obviously too far. So I want it to go out 0.75 inches. Come back in, and I'm going to extrude that out 0.75. Looks proportional, looks about right. I can again change directions. I'm going blind out 0.75. Accept it. And now I've got a fully defined part here. Looking over my design tree, I did that in 2 steps, 2 extrusions. Thanks for watching.